Let me take that down. All right, we're live. What's up, everybody? This is Omar. Welcome to the Tuesday conversation with my main man, Free, my brother in arm. I'm sorry we haven't did a show. It's my fault because I kind of abandoned him a little bit. I was trying to, play this little game on Free. What's up, Free? Welcome to the show this week. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic, Omar. And it's kind of funny because right at the moment you left, all the really good conservative juice just started, percolating down.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, oh, I've got to save every last link of this like really juicy stuff I see because, the next time we go live on one of these Tuesdays,
Yeah.
it's really going to be a good show. So
No,
I think we're going to have a good conversation.
no, I'm not gonna do any more. Like in the morning, because I usually do the other show in Arabic at 2 o'clock. I'm not gonna do that shit every day. I was doing it every day until I got that crowded. There's no
Yeah.
money in Facebook.
Hmm.
Fucking,
Yeah.
I got monetized. It is nothing, and I got a lot of people watching. Anyway, so what's going on? How you feeling? How your health? Everything is good.
All my health is pretty good. Everything's pretty fantastic. My education, um, and I've stumbled across, a lot of right wing shenanigans lately. I mean,
They go
I'm
crazy.
almost indecisive as to where to start. Uh, but
They going crazy. They don't have nothing to offer the people. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
The issue here is that instead of offering economic help, fight the opiate crisis, they fucking send 50 poor immigrants to a vineyard. What is that? What is it called? A vineyard, whatever it's called. And
Martha's Vineyard.
yeah, and they all get a fucking erection and start masturbating on fucking Twitter. All these fucking idiots like Rob Noor, all these
Yeah,
dumb
uh,
fucking grifters. You know
that's
what I'm
what I
saying?
was gonna say because like they know pretty much every economic position, well, especially economic positions and all their social positions are
They
all
don't have
just,
nothing.
radically unpopular. The left is winning all of their debates, and
Yeah,
that's why the culture is changing. So the only thing they can remotely latch onto is this, own the libs
yeah,
style fucking, you know,
fuckery. Yeah,
yeah, just general immature
yeah.
shenanigans. And
But
it's really corrupt of them, of DeSantis, the governor of this very state, to do
yeah,
that
yeah,
because
yeah,
these are refugees who are
yeah,
here legally from Venezuela, a
yeah,
country which we're constantly trying to do coup attempts in, and they're destabilized economically
yeah.
because of the debilitating sanctions we put on their imports.
And he took them from Texas.
Yeah, yeah. I think they were bussed in across the border into Texas, then flown to Florida. Then
No, no.
DeSantis.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
they
wait,
went to
what?
Florida. Oh, I think they went directly from Texas to Vineyard. I think this fucking guy's an asshole. That's why they're gonna charge
No,
him
no.
with kidnapping.
DeSantis flew them in from Florida to Massachusetts, Martha's Vineyard, because he took them from Abbott, and
Oh,
he thought, DeSantis, because this is how I knew who was behind this immediately.
yeah,
DeSantis is that he's the own the libs style politician, but just taken to a whole nother fucking level. And because he only has these own the lib style
yeah,
politics, you know,
yeah,
Martha's Vineyard, he knows, is this haven of
yeah,
sort of rich progressivism,
yeah,
and he thought, well, okay, these liberal types aren't gonna like it when we actually send the migrants, at their
yeah,
front doors and they come a knocking. Well, he couldn't have been more wrong because in his frivolous attempts to own the libs,
yeah.
these Martha's Vineyard residents, they just welcomed the migrants with open arms.
Not only
And
that, now they're gonna be here with more fucking with better judges. Their case is gonna get better because of what they've been treated. They've been complaining that the Democrats are bringing illegal immigrants to make them citizens. You're sending them to fucking New York and Canada. We're gonna make them citizens because when they go in front of these judges in what do you got there? You got something you want to put up? Let's wait a minute.
yeah, this explains how it might have been a violation of federal law. What were you
Yeah.
saying?
Let me get rid of this shit out there. This is from my Arabic show. These. Okay, yeah. Get rid of this. Give me a second. Yeah.
Yeah, take your time.
Wait. Well, I mean, the issue here is that I was gonna say, okay, we good. Um, they're gonna get sympathetic judges. That's what the word. You know, you got to, I'm American, but my fucking tongue doesn't want to leave with the Arabic words. Sympathetic judges here. They're gonna end up citizens because what you're doing to them, you are victimizing them, and they're gonna become more sympathetic to the judges who are gonna deal with their cases.
No.
And the whole issue is to use people like that, as a fucking stunt. Oh, look what we're doing to them. Who gives a fuck? Bring them all. We want them all. We don't give a fuck. You see how they met him in Martha Vineyard? They met him with the food, the shelter, they gave him everything, and they're gonna process them and send them to Massachusetts. It's not a big deal. The whole idea I have the problem is with fucking these dumb. I don't want to make enemies. Poor whites in these states. They are fucking. You're losing the economic war, the economic prosperity to fucking cultural wars. You rather send 50 immigrants and not ask for your fucking jobs and help your way of life in your fucking states. This is what my problem is with these people. Yeah, but what you got there?
Yeah, so it probably was a violation of federal law for DeSantis to do this because him sending them there for residence and coercing these people who didn't have the infrastructure, the accommodations to meet the needs of the migrants. Well, obviously, they ended up, doing some volunteer work and they gave them food. They sheltered them in a church as best they could. But there's sanctuary cities who want to take refugees that are adequately able to handle this. And what's really bad is they were told they were going to Boston, which is a well-known sanctuary city. And instead they get flown out to Martha's Vineyard, who only has volunteers to help them. So according to NPR here, about 50 migrants arrived by plane in Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts on Wednesday on flights paid for by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis that originated in San Antonio, Texas. Now, it's odd that about 60 migrants were flown into Martha's Vineyard when a flight to Massachusetts, I'm checking right now, only costs like around $390. DeSantis was paying a premium with Florida tax dollars.
How much was he paying? No?
$12 million to fly 60 people for a stunt, a cheap own the libs political stunt. Quote, the migrants touched down at about 3:15 p.m. local time. Later Wednesday, spokesperson for DeSantis sent a statement to NPR and other news outlets confirming that the migrants were transported by Florida under a state program. DeSantis is doing this, a state program that was funded by the legislature earlier this year.
Yeah. Okay,
so
go ahead.
They were told they were going to Boston.
Yeah.
Which is a well-known sanctuary city. And instead,
what if we get the libs with this? They'll hate those migrants knocking at their front door.
Okay, well, there are plenty of libs in well-known sanctuary cities that are better adapted to handle this. And what a horrible thing to do. What a brutal way to inconvenience these poor people who are fleeing instability, destruction, and are looking for better lives. And they're political pawns. Your stupid stunt, it's so performative, so horrible.
Not only that, you have a problem. I'm going to get to when they threw him in front of the vice president home in the middle of the night. Not only that, Florida you have a heavy Hispanic population. I don't know who convinced these fucking Cubans that they're Republicans and the Venezuelans that their country that they got to vote. They're trying to take your fucking oil, man. What the hell are you supporting that shit? And if it's okay for them to humiliate these Hispanic migrants from one state to another, I don't understand what kind of people they are. If I'm an Arab American, I'm going to be honest with you. If these were Arab Americans, I would be upset. I don't give a fuck about their politics, and I would vote against that shit. But when you have these people in Florida who could do something and not saying anything, it's a shame, man. And to take in front of the vice president home, all these dumb stunts. You got a guy in a wheelchair fucking running around in Texas, and you got this idiot. He was a dummy before he started, he started using his hand. He talks like Trump. See how he uses his hand when he talks, and every time he brings. I can't use my right hand. And every time he has like a prop, he had like 5-10 people behind him. But that's what Trump used to do. Remember, he used to have like
Oh yeah, the blacks behind him. So
yeah, no, people like 10 people standing behind him. Like
Yeah.
trying to show that, and he's not going to be president. Fuck him. He's not going to be president. I don't care.
I don't think.
The only problem we have is as Democrat is you have an Asian president. I think he's going to be too old. And you have an uncharismatic vice president. She has no charisma, man. I'm going to be honest.
I don't like her at all.
When she talks, it's just like, I mean, it's like eating something without salt. I mean, it doesn't have it doesn't have any flavor, to catch me. You know what I'm saying? She talks and she uses her fucking big hands. Her hands are twice the size of my hand. And she thinks she's in a court, and she's to be a prosecutor. I understand that, but you have to become human. I want you to be a human being. I don't want you to be the prosecutor or the cop used to be, to put people in jail. I want you to talk to me. That's the only problem. Unless the guy in California, what is his name?
Newsom.
Newsom got a good shot. He's a good looking motherfucker. That's the only thing I got jealous against him. And you see what he's doing in California? California has a surplus, has everything. The only problem it has is the fucking homeless problem. They should solve that. If you remember that the Republican Party used to have governors and they imploded when they had the referendum 187. They tried to get, and they fucking elated and they blew up. They blew themselves out of California because of one referendum they put on Governor Wilson used to be. So I don't know if you could look into that. The Republican Party are one way from a dumb policy to implode, but I'm afraid they're going to get violent. You know what I'm saying? This is the problem, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as they start probing Ron DeSantis, remember all the hysteria when Trump got searched by the FBI at Mar-a-Lago. You suddenly had terrorist attacks from the right. And I'm like, can you think of any other instance in which the left, commits a terrorist attack like that, acts so brazen? No. And of course, there's no shortage of conservative chuds who just brazenly lie, have no reservations about spreading false information, and you'll just make a living off of deceit. You said you had to temporarily go at 7:05.
It's okay. I'll do it later. It's okay.
Okay.
That's nobody help me. Go ahead, talk. Take your time.
Yeah. And I don't know if you want to start reacting to videos now.
We can do everything you want, but what I want to do is that I want to go over Trump. You know what Trump is trying to do? He's trying to muddle the fucking case and create a situation where because the Justice Department is going to be sensitive to showing anybody those paperwork. So they're going to end up making a deal. Or it's going to be, how when a spy is caught, they avoid the trial, just not show any secrets. They make a deal with them and they put them away in jail. You know how they do that?
Yeah,
right?
plea deal. Yeah.
Trump is trying to muddy the water with the classified information, trying to show the judge, trying to show the what do you call the special guy, whatever the fuck master.
Special master.
Yeah. And they're not going to let him do that. And this is going to create a situation. He always does that. He muddles his cases and he always wins. That's why I don't believe it no more. They always come on MSNBC, especially a guy like what's his name? Odell. What's it? Odell. The last hour. What's it called? Last word.
Lawrence O'Donnell.
Lawrence O'Donnell. He always come tonight. Trump has done it. He cannot escape this time no more, and he fucking escaped. Anyway, this is the and he's threatening people. He's saying, if I get indicted, it's not going to. What the fuck you gonna do? So you're gonna bring a fucking 1,000 idiots in the street? The fucking military will go down there and sweep the shit out of them. It will beat them. Fucking, the government's not gonna play around when the government is a living being. And it protects itself. When it sees itself in danger, the deep state, let's call it the deep state for whatever it is, the FBI, the army, the military. If it sees itself,
the liberal elites,
if it sees itself that is in danger, it will come hard on these assholes. You see how they're picking them like cherries from all over the country and put them in jail 10 years, 7 months, 20 months. They're not gonna. Are you fucking around with the United States? Do you really think you can overthrow the government that has nuclear weapons, the world's fucking money and gold are in the American banks? Gold, the country's gold are put in. What's wrong with these people? They're idiots, man.
Yeah, like, do you really think? And yeah, you're ex-president. I mean, you're a powerful man. You're a billionaire. But do you legitimately fucking think that you're going to be able to take on the U.S.? Like, we are the most cartoony. I mean, like the U.S. state, the
They will,
establishment, the ones that serve the plutocrats
yeah.
that always want the status quo to not shift in one direction or the other too fast. The ruling class, the elite, you're not going to be able to take them on because the U.S. state is actually the most cartoonishly powerful institution in the world.
Free.
This is the one country you do not fuck with for the life of you, okay?
They will devour them. They will infiltrate them. They will have them kill each other like fucking animals. The same thing they did to the Panthers and all those black movements and the leftist movement in the 70s and early 80s. Fucking, they blew up a whole block in Philadelphia. Look at it. It's called MOVE. It's called the organization MOVE. It's a black militant organization, a separatist. They fucking went on a helicopter and they bombed the whole block with children and women and they're gonna play around to a certain point. That's why the right is trying to discredit the FBI. Oh, they're corrupt, so they can't act. You understand what they're trying to do? This is the whole idea, is because the right used to be all about the police, the FBI, the military,
phone crime,
yeah,
law and order party,
the CIA, everything. Now everything is all that stuff is no good no more. Don't trust it. We gotta do a switcheroo. The left now.
Hey,
the left is embracing them, while the right is running away from it. There's a little switcheroo going on.
Well, I don't like the left, embrace.
Yeah.
The FBI, they serve their purpose. No, I want to make prisons better. I want to give reparations to economically disenfranchised communities because poverty is the cause of crime. And we need to rehabilitate our incarcerated people instead of just, keeping them in the system because of some, shareholder in a private prison corporation's profits. You know what I'm saying? So I would like it if police in the state got out of people's lives because, the solution to crime, generally speaking, is, a lack of poverty. People commit crime because of poverty. They have a lack of access to healthcare services and a lack of job opportunities. So I still want to get, government out of people's lives so we can live freely, because that's what I mean right there. And if any left wingers are suddenly, any liberals suddenly, adopt, the FBI serves its purpose. Well, okay, again, I don't like that. You can't do switcheroos. You got to be consistent because if we were calling for defunding the FBI and the CIA for decades, then you got to stick with it.
Let me make the first point. The problem is I don't know how to convince white people, poor whites, that we have more in common together than there are things against us. We have more in common. We want the same thing. They are deprived of many things, and I'm going to tell you why a lot of left are embracing these organizations, these like the FBI. They are afraid of the right. They think what's standing between them and violence from the right will be these institutions. Well, at these institutions, the right will go fucking crazy. They're going to go nuts all over and start. You know what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah.
So the left is hiding behind these institutions like the FBI, like the CIA. Not the CIA can't work inside. The police, all the intelligence services within the United States. So the left is like, I gotta hide behind these institutions because I'm afraid of these guys. These guys don't want a country. They don't want any economic prosperity. The only thing they got going for them is that their color, that they're white, and they have a special deed to the United States. Don't get upset if you're white, but this is the honest truth of these people. They think that they should be the preferred class. We are white, and we want America, and we want Christian nationalism, and we want to go to the old days. What old days, man? What makes us great is our fucking mixture of people, of ideas, and nationalities, and flavor. That's what gives America its strength. If you see most of the $1 trillion in economic is by fucking foreigners. Google or Russia.
They want to live the American dream. They want to start businesses.
Google, founded by a Russian. Tesla by a South African. What's that thing that you bid? What is it called? eBay is called. What is it called? eBay.
Yeah, eBay. Yeah.
Founded by an Iranian, French, Jewish. All these fucking big companies. If you look at the big. All these Silicon Valley, they're founded by foreigners. The CEO are fucking Indians. All the CEOs are Indians for Twitter, for Google, all that shit. So they have to understand that I want to work with you, Rob Noor, if you're listening. I want to work with you to make things better for everybody.
Mhm.
First of all, to secure America's integrity as a country, not and to secure a united front. We could disagree on many things, but we should not use sticks to get our ideas across. Good, let's go. Let's start with the things you got. What you got? What you was telling me about the mic? What happened to the mic?
Oh, I thought about using, Adobe Audition to make the sound, sound more crisp, but I'll test it out in my own StreamYard session, maybe tomorrow, and
Yeah.
then I'll see what the issue is. It's probably just an issue of selecting the proper input, but that'll be taken
No,
care
once
of.
you do it, let me know how to do it because I want to change my voice. My voice sounds like one of those old people. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man.
No.
Okay, what you got, man? What you got on the menu?
Yeah. So
You ready?
let me pull up the link.
Oh, okay, wait.
This is probably like
Oh, yeah. All right.
Michael Knowles, maybe.
Huh?
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
your
So we
time.
got Michael Knowles here.
Oh, what a piece
Yeah.
of shit.
I'm gonna pull up the tab here. Let's go. Yep.
All right.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, give me a background. What's this about?
So obviously, I know we don't want to stick on one topic
Yeah.
for
Go ahead, yeah.
the whole stream,
No, go ahead. Yeah.
but I want to more have a conversation about how the right brazenly just maybe they about a decade ago that they spoke and they made arguments which had some semblance of an empirical reality of
Yeah.
things we assume a priori, but now they just lie. They just go against fact, and you'll see. I'll show it to you.
Yeah, I got you.
DeSantis has sent the entire American left into a tizzy.
Oh,
No, a tizzy.
What the fuck is a tizzy?
A tizzy, because Martha's Vineyard isn't a sanctuary city.
Yeah,
It isn't adequately equipped enough to handle such an influx of migrants without volunteer work, which they did. They, embraced the Venezuelan migrants with open arms, and they were so charitable, even though they didn't have the infrastructure to do that.
national meltdown. How did he do it? He
Yeah, because they were sent there on deceit, you fucking prick.
approached 50 of the 2 million illegal aliens per year the Democrats invite into this country. He gave 50 of them, 50.
They are not illegal. They were granted refugee status.
Yes.
Airplane tickets to Martha's Vineyard.
The fact that Fox News and not the Department of Homeland Security, the city, or local NGOs were alerted
she's an
about a plan
idiot,
to
huh?
leave migrants, including children, on the side of a busy DC street makes clear that this is just a cruel, premeditated political stunt. This is what they are doing. And a couple more things. The
That's
migrants,
true.
including children
Yeah.
who arrived in Martha's Vineyard, were misled about where they were being taken and what would be provided.
Yeah, they were told they were going to Boston.
Yeah,
Which
and
was a
they
well-known
they give them like $200. The fucking the right has nothing to offer, and the shameful thing is that the people who support the right are not looking at the bigger picture. That they're not giving you what you want, man. They're not giving you fucking economic fucking prosperity. Okay, let's send a couple of Mexicans. They are all legal because once you enter the United States, either you're a refugee statue or political asylum. It's the law. So they are legally in the United States and they have rights within the United States. You understand what I'm saying over here?
Yeah, and this whole watch meltdown over illegals. They're not illegal. So even the title, the general premise of the video is just based on a lie, something that is categorically false. And Vosh, I was listening to one of Vosh's streams, and he kept on saying, "Well, conservatives nowadays, since they're making anti-empirical arguments, it just feels like I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel." And I thought to myself, oh, okay, I know they've always been scummy, but what does he mean? Now I know what he means, because they have no reservations about lying now. They're like, we are just scraping the bottom of the barrel with this, man.
Provided when they arrived is also deeply alarming. The children Governor Abbott abandoned in Martha's Vineyard, the children that Governor DeSantis abandoned as well, deserve better.
Yeah, it was based off a lie. That's
Yeah.
the big thing.
Deserve better than being left on the streets of DC or being left in Martha's Vineyard. They deserve a lot better than that.
Yeah, these people deserve better than to be left on the streets of Washington, D.C. or Martha's Vineyard. They deserve to be left in the streets of El Paso, right? Isn't that so much better? She also keeps saying it's the children, it's the children. It's adults. It's adult people who have come.
No, there were children
America.
among
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Flocking. Some children come to America too. Democrats have invited
Why is he
millions and
so
millions of people per
excited?
year.
Why is
And
it?
it's good, right? It's good to leave them there, right there on the border. It's just bad.
Because
to leave
they're
them in Martha's Vineyard.
absolutely
I don't
fucking
mean to.
demonic, scum, sadistic, brain rotted people. And all they care about is suffering. They want you dead.
Yeah, he's
Disparage El
look
Paso.
how
I like
happy he
Texas
is.
as much as the next guy, but I don't see very many prominent Democrats, wealthy liberal elites buying property on the border. Do you? I don't see many wealthy liberals vacationing in El
California loves the immigrants coming in, you know?
Yeah.
Paso or Del Rio. I see them all flocking to Martha's Vineyard, which they boast is a
Flocking to Martha's Vineyard. You mean Boston? They were told they were going to Boston, but
Right.
DeSantis, as you know, an own the lib stunt, decided to fly them out to Martha's Vineyard because they know he knew that was unexpected. And the
Yeah.
migrants, well, no, the Martha's Vineyard residents loved having the Venezuelans there. So
yeah.
our hate is stronger than your love, or
Yeah.
our love is stronger than your
Yeah,
hate, as
yeah.
Dusty Smith says. You know,
sanctuary for illegal aliens. So great. It's a win-win, right? The illegal aliens come in, and Texas says to Florida, Arizona, they say, we're not a sanctuary. So, okay, send them up to some of the most desirable property in the world, which says it is a sanctuary. Great, right? Apparently not. The liberals are
they aren't adequately equipped to handle such an influx of migrants unless they're
Look
you
how
know
he's talking
cooking
about
their own
them,
food.
like they're not human. You understand?
But yeah, they don't think anybody but you
Yeah.
know Christian, white, straight
Right.
males are
They're
you know,
Christian.
human.
Most of these South Americans are more religious than us, than Americans are. They're very, I think.
Well,
most of them-
race is a deal breaker.
Yeah.
You know, you can
they're all
have you know,
Catholic. Yeah.
Christians from Africa and South America come in, but you know they're fucking racist. So you know,
Yeah.
of course they're not going to accept them
So
unless
this is
you're
not
like
only the
pinpoint
white.
your group.
These,
Yeah.
these guys are the white Jesus Christ. Is that the white Christian Jesus or what? You
Yeah, they
understand?
think-
Yeah.
Yeah, they think Jesus was white, acting like he's not, you know, brown as
No, no.
fuck.
Journalists
I mean,
solidarity.
I think you embrace your people. If you are a people like they say that God-fearing people who go to church, these are Christians who are running away from problems, from violence, who are probably more religious than they are. Because I live in New York, and trust me, on Sunday you see all these churches with the drums. You know, they sing a lot. The Hispanics in their churches. I don't know
Yeah.
why they do that and all this. And you see cars full, double parked. But you got assholes like this. He's fucking masturbating right now. He's so happy that 50 people got picked and thrown out. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Dad O'Brien summed up the opposition. Basically, human trafficking, she tweeted. Cheered
That's true.
on by people who call themselves Christians. It's disgusting.
Oh, see?
But if
Okay.
Republicans bringing 50 illegal aliens to Martha's Vineyard constitutes human trafficking, what do you call it when Democrats bring 2 million illegal aliens per year into border states?
That's not what trafficking is. Okay. Trafficking is transportation based on deception. They were told they were going to Boston. They were flown out to Martha's Vineyard, where DeSantis thought it would be funny and, you know, epic. Lay epic troll 420 meme, whatever, you know, Elon Musk would post on his Twitter. And they didn't have the resources. So they had to like cook their own food for the migrants and, you know,
Yeah.
find a church in which they could shelter them for the time being. Then
in
they
a
would
school.
go
After they
to
put them
Boston.
in a school.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter. They have the
And then what?
money to take care of them and take them to Boston. The whole issue here is the idea: are these people human? That's the question. Are these people human beings? I mean, this fucking guy, he's Italian, right? Italians were considered not fucking white in the early 1900s.
Well, yeah,
Matter of
you know,
fact-
it's like if,
Go to
if they
St.
get
Louis.
into their
They used to hang them in the swamp. They used to hang all the Italians in the swamp, and they used to have them pick the the cotton because you're considered black. You know,
Yeah.
go look St. Louis how they did to the Italians. You're fucking people like dirt, and the Irish, the same thing. You got this guy, what's his name, Steve Bannon, all that shit. They were fucking called donkeys. They could not work. They took jobs and they were treated so bad that the fucking Irish fought with the Mexicans in the Mexican-American War. It was called the what do you call it? The brigade. I don't know what it's called. They had the St. Patrick Brigade, whatever they call it. That's how bad
Yeah.
these people were treated. Now all of a sudden you're all American. You own the country. You got the key now. You know what I'm saying? Now they
Yeah.
got the key to the car, to the house. Now they got the deed. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And it's like Ben Shapiro. Okay, once you get, you know, accepted by the white Christian fracking billionaire
Yeah.
men, you suddenly have to like stay in their cult and you know avoid being cast back out into the you know non-Jewish crowd. What people like no less, as I call him, Michael No Less.
Yeah.
You see it there, and
Well,
BS or Ben
misfits.
Shapiro as people call him.
The whole crowd
Yeah.
is the misfit. Him, Candace Owens, another misfit.
Yeah,
Josh Gad is misfit, and that guy
licking
Wolf. The all,
boots.
yeah, the old misfits. The whole fucking crowd there is misfits. Of idiots. That fucking guy, what's his name, Walsh. He was talking about I don't know about the mermaid that she's not. That
Like-
why they picked a black mermaid? The motherfucker
Yeah.
really is that really something that really keeps you up at night? That-
Because they think if minorities are in media, it's suddenly woke, and they were trying to make the argument. Well, you know, under the sea, that wouldn't typically be a place in which people with high amounts of melanin would exist. You know what else wouldn't fucking exist?
you saw that
Mermaids,
okay, you saw that.
talking
Okay,
lobsters
yeah.
and talking fucking fish. Get the hell out of here.
These are
And another
fucking-
argument. Yeah,
You saw
yeah.
that? I saw it in the majority report. You saw the same thing I saw. You know, these are fucking idiots. Huh?
Yeah. And another argument he tried to make was, okay, well, you know, try to not take, you know, the fables and the culture of other, you know, ethnicities, you know, and
Okay.
try not to pervert them with these black people. Okay, well, where was the moral outrage when they added a talking fucking lobster into the narrative? That wasn't in the original Danish fairy tale.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
you know, so long as we're talking, you know, interpolation of the original Danish fairy tale,
Yeah.
the original fairy tale ends a lot grislier than the Little Mermaid movie. So
Yeah.
you know, think twice, read the fairy tale before you think about showing that shit to kids.
So,
I'm completely fine with, you know, interpolating that part, you know.
You know, Sam Cedar was saying it has to do something with the guy who did it as a way to show his love for his gay boyfriend or something like that. Did you see that?
No.
He was saying that. I couldn't understand what Sam Cedar was trying to bring up, man. I like the. I don't know. You watch the majority report. I like that, but it's just too long. Man. I love that guy. You know, he hasn't
Yeah.
changed. He hasn't changed. He don't try
Sam
to.
Cedar's really good. He's still got
Yeah,
it.
By the way,
yeah,
what do
he
you call
doesn't
it?
chase all these. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
When Democrats do exactly the same thing that DeSantis did, except in regular, consistent, much larger numbers. We got the headlines right here. If the problem
Yeah, they send them into sanctuary cities who are properly equipped to handle that and don't lie to these legal migrants about where they're going
is
to.
that DeSantis is flying illegal aliens around the country.
I don't even think there are a lot of.
They're not illegal. They're granted.
I think that's
Yeah, go ahead.
a federal government policy. I don't think they're even allowed to interfere with these people in the first place. Yeah,
Yeah,
a
that's
piece
true.
of shit.
What
man.
about
I
this
just-
headline? Biden
okay.
sent
Headline, huh?
70 secret night flights of migrants from border to Florida. That's from the Washington Examiner. What about
Yeah.
this headline?
Yeah, the
That's
sanctuary cities. Sanctuary
Examiner is a piece
cities.
of shit. Go ahead. Yeah.
Where this state government of Florida would then send them over to sanctuary cities because you know Florida has a lot of airports in which they can you know fly into the more progressive parts of the East Coast too.
Biden administration resumes migrant flights to suburban New York. Report. That's in Fox
To
News. Something
sanctuary
like those are-
cities.
well,
New
you
York
know,
is a sanctuary
you know, okay,
city.
Fox News.
They're full of immigrants. They have the infrastructure to take
You know, if I was,
legal migrants. Yeah, go ahead, Omar. Sorry.
you know, no, don't worry about it. You know, Peter Thiel, you know, Thiel Peter,
Yeah.
something. This fucking guy who throws tons of millions of dollars to fucking conservative, like David Banks, what's his name? You know who the Pete Thiel is, right?
Yeah.
If I was rich, or if these rich people, like Spanish people, I would just send the fucking half a million Puerto Ricans to Florida, the American citizen, get them registered to vote, relocate them. They have a hurricane right now. They need help. You get what my grift.
Mhm.
Oh, they need help. There's a guy. Let's relocate them to Florida. Have a million Puerto Ricans, ready citizen, get them to register, and fuck them. They never have Florida again for the next fucking 20 years. That's it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get into that game of moving people from place to place. Then you don't have a country. Then it becomes just a fucking banana republic. These assholes, they're not gonna cut the shit out until the shit hits the fan. They don't know what it's like to lose a country. I look at my country, Yemen. Yemen is destroyed because you understand. Look at Lebanon. Lebanon is not a fucking country. Look at Iraq. Look at Afghanistan. You should be grateful that you have a country that is stitched together with so much minorities and different ethnic groups, different ideas. Once you lose that glue that holds the America that we call America and the people and this ethnicity, you're gonna have fucking chaos. It's gonna be maybe a fucking 1,000 years until shit get back to normal. If it goes
and,
back
and
to
they're causing these crises.
normal. Yeah.
Okay, the Daily Liar, as their news organization is
Yeah,
called, is
yeah.
funded by fracking billionaires. Fracking pollutes the earth, and you know what? Well, not pollution, but it also heats the earth, and you know what heating the earth leads to?
Yeah,
More devastating hurricanes.
yeah.
So the conservatives always do this, and they just hate people. Conservatives cause issues and then blame their victims
Yeah.
in trying to convince people that their victims caused that issue. When no, you are the cause of this. Who decided
Yeah.
to sanction Venezuela? Who hates socialists so much? So
Yeah.
That's a sort of vaguely right-wing website. What about NBC News? I got NBC News right here. Biden administration again
into sanctuary cities. Martha's Vineyard is not a sanctuary city.
flying migrants who cross border in one place to another before expelling them. Okay, what about this?
Yeah, while telling the truth while
NBC
doing
headline.
it.
Amid border surge, Biden
Oh, what
administration
about
plans to
fucking-
send
Yeah, what
migrants
did you-
east
what about this?
deeper
What about
inside
this,
US,
What about
starting
this?
with LA, say internal
the fuck
documents. Now,
What about this?
why is it that when Republicans
Yeah, they're terrible at arguing. This is another reason why the culture, always shifts left. Because whataboutism was that's not convincing
They're
anyone.
gonna burn
like
themselves.
what non-logic,
do a very, very small
They're one policy away from fucking imploding. That's how they imploded in California. They used to
Yeah.
have governors in California. They had Wilson, they had Reagan, and Republicans had to play. And now it's like a fucking endangered species in California because of one thing. They had this referendum in '87 to pick people off, to deny illegal immigrant kids to go to school or healthcare or stuff like that. And then people said, "No, fuck you." That's it. Go ahead, man.
minuscule level, exactly the same thing Democrats have done at a huge level. That's human trafficking. In a way, I guess
No, it's not, because it's not based on deception. They are flying these migrants without deceit into sanctuary cities.
Yeah.
Because the fundamental difference here is Martha's Vineyard isn't a sanctuary city, and they lied. The migrants were told they were going to Boston.
Yeah.
He's just lying from his teeth, man. This is the bottom of the barrel.
is human
Yeah.
trafficking. In a way, Democrats, for coming up on 60 years now, have trafficked tens of millions of illegal aliens into America, exposing them, by the way.
They have
to
not
all
trafficked them. They have told the truth about where they are going, and they have
Yeah.
sent them to sanctuary cities.
horrific violence on the journey and violating America's most basic laws in the process. Then, when Democrats feel like they've got
Wrong.
enough illegals in border states, they fly the migrants to other parts of the country where they think that they'll be more politically useful. And then, all the while, it's lauded as virtuous and compassionate, and as America
Well, politically useful? No, we're the sanctuary cities are the only places that want these, people.
Yeah.
The Latinos,
as apple pie. And then, the moment Republicans send even a few dozen of those very same migrants to the neighborhoods of wealthy Democrats, all of a sudden it's a crime against humanity.
Fuck
Beach
you,
season is
Mike.
over.
No, it's a crime against humanity because
Yeah.
not only does Martha's Vineyard not have the infrastructure to deal with 60 people like that,
Yeah.
fleeing instability, but they were told they were going to an actual sanctuary city. What makes something trafficking is deception, okay?
That's
There are
what
now
they
lots
do.
of multi-million-dollar mansions owned by open borders Democrats all over Martha's Vineyard. There are ample, opulent accommodations just waiting to be occupied by people to whom the owners of those homes promised sanctuary, back when they thought it was impossible that the migrants would actually show up for it.
No, that's a lie. So, okay, one, they welcomed the migrants unequivocally with open arms, and two,
Yeah.
this is with them not having, the proper means to deal with these people. So they did a bunch of volunteer work. Now you're coping about it.
For one, say it's time to open up the doors of those wealthy Democrats' homes to all that diversity and strength. Show those selfish border state Republicans what true compassion looks like. And Governor
And they did it.
DeSantis keeps sending those lucky illegal aliens up to the vineyard for a luxury vacation the Democrats will never forget. Right now, go to puretalk.com, enter
Luxury vacation.
Fuck yes. So
No, yeah. This happens like with every Daily
Yeah.
Buyer video.
Yeah.
They have to insert, a sponsorship right into
Yeah.
the middle. Let's keep going.
that
I-
as long as it's down in El Paso,
Yep.
good.
All right.
as long as it's down in Del Rio, as long as they're going to Florida, as long as the Biden administration can fly the migrants to wherever they're politically useful.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll end up in some blue cities, only some small number of them. All right, we'll tolerate that, I guess. But they sure as hell ain't coming to Martha's Vineyard. Oh, no. 50 migrants? 50? Oh, my gosh. Think of the property values, though. Oh, could you imagine? And then there might be a line, at the local brunch spot. No. We need to build a big, beautiful wall around Martha's Vineyard and keep those migrants out. We just have to send them to border states.
No, Martha's Vineyard is not a sanctuary city. They didn't have, the means to do that unless it was volunteer work, which they did, and they accepted the migrants. And now
Right.
they have to be ferried over to Cape Cod, then into Boston because of this performative stunt. Like he's just lying through his teeth.
Yeah.
The head of the
Oh.
Winter Home Shelter, Lisa Belcastro, she's coordinator there. She just came out and summed up, I think, the opinion of Martha's Vineyard.
What are the most difficult challenges right now?
The difficult challenges are we have at some point in time they have to move from here to somewhere else, right? We don't have the services to take care of 50 immigrants, and we certainly don't have housing. We're in a housing crisis as we are on this island, and so we can't house everyone here that lives here and works here. We don't have housing for 50 more people.
That's tough. Sounds like you're gonna have to build some more housing. Sounds like you don't have the services set up. Well, I guess you better get them, huh? I mean,
But in Boston, they have new apartments, new housing projects
Yeah.
up all the time because people are willing to invest there. Now
Yeah.
in Martha's Vineyard, because it's a tiny island,
Yeah.
they want a lot of estates, a lot of like big properties.
It's like a resort place, right?
But yeah, it's a vacation spot for most
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
What they do is they play golf and then get back to their jobs after a couple of weeks, maybe some months. But
Yeah.
in sanctuary cities, housing is constantly being developed upon. Not in Martha's Vineyard. There's finite space. Are you okay there?
No, I'm good. I just my throat. Go ahead.
Okay, fuck, it's
I
lagging.
mean, the federal
All
government spends
Here we
untold amounts of money, not only to service illegal immigration, but to actually encourage illegal immigration. So better send some of that money to Martha's
Okay,
Vineyard.
no. How is it illegal when they're granted migrant status? Okay,
Yeah.
like they're granted refugee status. Well, refugee status is the proper term, so it's not illegal. Like they just lie now. They just lie and lie and lie.
50 people,
Yeah.
50. It's nothing. That's so few people. That's not a drop.
On a small island with many, many, many estates. Like you can't just immediately build housing for those
Of
people.
an iota,
Oh,
of a
it's
fraction,
Tim is right
of,
here. Sorry,
of
Tim.
even a slight percentage point of the illegal.
And what makes this trafficking is it was based on deception because they were being told they were going to Boston, which had jobs, but they were being flown out to Martha's Vineyard, which didn't have any of that. Like people go to Martha's Vineyard to get off of work,
Yeah.
to get away from the agenda.
Yeah.
Legal immigration that border states get. So you better figure it out, guys. Oh, we just don't have room. What are you talking about? Martha's Vineyard is empty right now. People leave Martha's Vineyard.
No, it's not. It's a tiny island. It's a finite amount of space. Like, not a lot of people are working there. I mean, maybe there's some real estate agents who've held on to property for a long time, but they're not gonna erect housing projects. Boston has a lot of public housing. Okay,
Vineyard after Labor Day. Consider the homes that are completely empty right now. I bet you any home, almost any home on
that's
Martha's
a
Vineyard.
lie. Like, okay, if the homes were empty, why would they be priced so fucking high? Look at the rent in Martha's Vineyard. Okay, shut the fuck up, you fucking prick ass, cunt ass, motherfucking sadistic ass prick, fuck, shit.
That is empty right now. That is owned by some wealthy liberal elite. Could house all of the migrants that Ron DeSantis.
But you are the epitome of the elite. Like, okay, you get paid millions of dollars by fracking billionaires to disseminate bullshit talking points, and all in an effort to, get the Wilkes brothers their tax cuts, because there's nothing you love more than bootlicking and authority and the established order. Do not disrupt. Lick their boots.
Dissent up there. They just won't do it
They
because
can't.
they would much rather have red state voters. They would much rather have Republicans in Texas deal with the consequences of illegal immigration than in any way even slightly crack open the doors to their gazillion-dollar mansions. Barack Obama
Boston
alone-
is a sanctuary city. There's a lack of housing in Martha's Vineyard because it's such a finite amount of space and there are a lot of estates there. That's why the cost of housing is so high in Martha's Vineyard.
could house every single migrant that has been sent to Martha's Vineyard. Barack Obama has a $12
No,
million
they cannot.
mansion on Martha's Vineyard. It's almost 7,000 square feet. It's got 7 bedrooms, but even that, okay, so 7 bedrooms, that alone could probably almost house all of the illegal immigrants. To say nothing of
These people, they always constantly complain about property right. Taxation is theft. I don't want my stocks, my assets to be taxed, and Elon Musk stock can go sky high, and it should be taxed to fund basic shit like public water fountains. Socialism is when roads and all this stupid bullshit, man.
of the living rooms and the sitting rooms and the. But Barack Obama
Property rights.
acres.
Property rights.
This guy has so much land.
Everything
He's
is
got a separate barn, he's got a temporary
Obama.
shelter there. You got 30 acres. You can put up.
You know what's a good place we could build some public housing on?
Yeah.
Golf courses.
Yeah.
Because they're constantly complaining about the rich elite, after all this time, even though they are the epitome, of the elite, they serve the interests of the ruling class, the fracking billionaires.
Yeah.
Since we're taking private property from people, taxation and stuff. Let's build public housing on golf courses, maybe on the Wilkes Brothers estate. Yeah, okay. Since we're just trafficking migrants into random people's houses, and just to own the libs, let's own the cons, and just the Wilkes Brothers, the people that finance the Daily Liar. Let's bust them there. Why don't we?
Free shelters. Every migrant could get his own temporary mansion, and he should do it. By the way, if Barack
shut
Obama
up.
wanted a real political masterstroke here,
Why the
he
fuck
could open up his own.
Barack
He's a Supreme Court, he
Obama
doesn't need to worry
deported
about
more
that.
than 3
He's
million
not in there.
people?
He could open up his own.
He's the most president ever
Biden is
deport.
finishing Trump's wall.
Yeah.
So
Allow the 50 migrants in. He would look like an absolute hero. It would be such a masterstroke, but he won't do it. None of these people will do it because they don't want. They don't.
no,
This is
they
motherfucker.
accepted them with open arms. Oh my God!
No, the
Dude,
problem, why?
lying.
How come Obama? You always throwing a bomb in the conversation, the racist motherfucker. Because you understand.
They still can't cope with the fact that a black guy got elected president. And he's not even fully black; he's half white. I mean,
He's
come
maybe his
on.
white side was elected.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, these oil billionaires just love their fucking stocks not getting taxed so much.
Yeah.
God damn.
Don't want the dirty, filthy, hoi polloi migrants in their homes. They don't want them in their backyard. They'll talk a really, really good game when the migrants are over 1,000 miles away down on the border. But they don't want.
They
them
accepted them with open arms. The problem was they couldn't accommodate the migrants for too long.
The only time that the wealthy Democrats at Martha's Vineyard are going to allow any Latin Americans anywhere near them is when they're mowing their lawns. That's what it's all about. And they'll talk a really, really good game. But ultimately,
Wow, a racist
You have,
joke. What a
you have another
fucking
clip?
prick, dude. Yeah,
Tell me,
yeah.
he's
So
repeated himself.
obviously, there's no shortage of chuds to react to this. So, okay, before we get this other clip, I have link.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure this one's from Anthony Brian Logan. Anthony Lyon Logan. That's his name. So, obviously, okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So, just let me piss for a second. Just give your thoughts on this for a minute.
Good. I'll wait for you. Don't worry about it. Fucking these guys are a bunch of fucking assholes, man. That's what they do. You see how you mix the witch's brew? Oh, it's Obama. He threw Obama in there. He threw this here. He threw this. That's what they do. They sell fucking damaged goods to their fucking followers, man. People need to fucking wake up, man. These people are not doing you right. You have other issues. You have homelessness. You have drug abuse. You have alcoholism. You have factories that close in the Midwest and these states. These states cannot even support themselves. And they're talking, we want a fucking national divorce. What are you divorcing from what? Let's say if Texas seceded. Texas is a 50-50. It's 50 white and 50 non-white. So in another couple of years, they'll become another, you know what I'm saying here? So you're fucking, look. These people are looking for the wrong issues to talk about or to fight about. There are many things that we have in common that we could work together. I wish people would wake up and can.
Right. So, okay.
What's up, mate? Like,
Anthony Lyon Logan. This guy is pretty good.
Who's that? I don't even know. Let me see.
Oh, what was the chat?
No, I was just telling people. I think it's a.
Yeah,
The stuff knows us is stupid this and hate to. This isn't lower than anybody over 13 years old. That isn't straight up looking for racist. A bunch of douchebags.
Yeah, because their audience, primarily consists of immature people who are easily brainwashed and have a reverence for authority. That's another book I want to get, The Authoritarian Personality. Anyway, let's watch Anthony Lyon Logan's video on the migrant
We woke up
crisis.
to the news this morning that Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida sent 2 plane loads of migrants to Martha's Vineyard off the coast of Massachusetts, including kids and whatnot. And I'm not saying this is not a one-for-one. This is not a parallel here in any way, but it does address some of the same themes.
Oh.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Oh,
sending
fuck.
A plane of illegal aliens to Martha's Vineyard, one of the most exclusive places in all of the U.S. of A. I think the Obamas have a residence there. A lot of your famous celebrities, Hollywood actors, politicians that become rich from being a politician.
Property right. Property right.
He threw Obama right there.
That's all my property taxation and stuff. Come on,
For some
man.
reason, they all have
The
residences.
first thing
there.
they threw
Talking about
Obama in there.
Champagne, 5
Yeah.
grand a pop, big charcuterie boards, champagne flutes, just really exclusive, really posh, really rich up there in Martha's Vineyard. And you got a bunch of illegal
Yeah, bitch, you
aliens
love
on
the
their doorstep.
rich.
Now, the reactions to this have been hilarious. You know, people are talking about this is like what you just saw, the equivalent almost to the Holocaust. Disgusting.
No,
big
oh
blue
my
boy.
God,
But
dude.
why is
That was
not
related to an entirely separate headline. The
Yeah.
headline has to do with an entirely separate story.
Yeah.
No, they're only just now, because this is live, they were breaking.
Oh, I
fact
know.
that-
Ken Burns has a special on PBS.
Yeah,
on the
that's an
Holocaust.
entirely different thing.
Yeah, I know. He's an asshole.
Again,
man.
like this is why I get Vosh now for saying it's the bottom of the barrel. They
Yeah.
just lie and lie and lie.
Yeah. Fucking
Hilarious.
asshole.
You know, people are talking about this is like what you just saw, the equivalent almost to the Holocaust.
That's
disgusting. Big
They
political.
were
wanted
plugging
to-
their
why is it
special.
disgusting? Why is it a
I
political?
wanted to
After
bet
all,
you he didn't even see the whole fucking segment. He just took that and fucking just ran away with it.
No,
What's that?
because his eight-brained audience, cognitive dissonance. If you've ever seen The Good Liars, they just bring this out into the sunlight because conservatives believe, mutually exclusive things, and it's that brain rot, that exclusively partisan, contrarian ideology that just kills them.
Yeah.
these people like your Obamas and everybody else's, these places like Martha's Vineyard, another big city, San Francisco, Boston.
Martha's Vineyard isn't a big city. Okay,
Yeah.
it primarily consists of suburbs and estates that's not meant to have tons of fucking buildings everywhere. It's an island. It's more of a resort. Okay,
And perhaps New York City.
Yeah.
They all say we're sanctuary cities. Come one, come all. Nobody's illegal.
Martha's Vineyard is not a sanctuary. Oh my God, dude, we've got to find better content. This is garbage.
That's
But then when you
that's-
get them right on your doorstep, like Kamala
Like,
Harris,
I expect them to say stuff that is true. Now
it's not
there's
the fault is the idiots who believe them. I would question if somebody on the left came up with something stupid. I would question it before I fucking go run away with it. You understand?
God, yeah, this is why we need to
Yeah.
have, some
Yeah.
limits on freedom of speech. Like,
Yeah.
you can't disseminate false information,
Listen,
The
the
YouTube
first
is-
time I saw this fucking idiot, man, you could tell by the flag and all that shit he got behind him. He's a fucking con. He's a grifter. right there.
back the blue.
Yeah, all the good flags and the 76. Yeah, he's throwing all the fucking gang signs that the people want. He's a suburban person. You understand? That's what he's doing right there. He's a grifter.
Because he was fuming that the FBI, raided, searched Trump's home. And is back the blue, back the blue. Oh, FBI bad. Partisan tribalism, everybody.
Yeah.
Harris had at her doorstep 101 Dalmatians. I mean, illegal aliens. All of a sudden, it's a bad thing. All of
Wow, what an
a sudden, we
asshole.
shouldn't do it.
And Vice President Harris said that the border is closed. Is the border closed? Do you believe that the border is closed or is it open?
It's open, not closed. The border is open.
Now, before I go any further,
They're here legally.
Yeah.
let's roll some videos of the reactions. These videos will be in the description box if you want to see them without my commentary. But let's roll the first one, and then you're going to see one where a news guy
It's not that I want to see your commentary. It's
Yeah.
that I need to debunk this cancer.
gives his
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
This is going to be the first one's going to be just the news out there in Martha's Vineyard, and you're going to have some local officials out there as well. I think the guy right here may be the mayor.
There was no advance notice of these migrant families arriving.
Yeah, no
Massachusetts state
notice
officials
whatsoever.
scrambling Wednesday
Yeah.
evening to help dozens of undocumented immigrants, mostly from Venezuela,
See, they got them in this church. Let me go back to there.
arriving. Massachusetts state officials scrambling Wednesday evening to help dozens of
They got them in this church. They're really
Yeah.
hospitable.
undocumented immigrants, mostly from Venezuela, flown into Martha's Vineyard.
Some of these people, I've been told, traveled months just to get to the border.
Yeah.
And then were sent here in an airplane with very little information about where they're going or why they were going there.
Wait a minute. Let's pause for a minute. They don't know where they're going, and I think in another video I saw, they may play it in this one. They were talking about
They were told they were going to Boston.
they didn't know where they were when they landed. Sure, they knew where they were. They may not know the exact location, but they know they're in the USA. They know that part. They're here. They see all the Americans speaking English. They know where they're at, and that's the whole purpose.
Oh, okay. Fucking Anthony Lyon Logan. So they know they're in the USA. Okay, so if I fall asleep and I'm suddenly in the middle of a wheat field, I may, get a sense that it's the Great Plains, in
Yeah.
America, But I don't know specifically where I am. Knowledge of location when you're being trafficked is vitally important. You know, like these people are such pieces of shit. They'll do anything for money.
Of going to the border to get to the USA.
Like all these shaming of sex workers. Well, you're the real whores because you know you'll betray morality and principles for the sake of money to keep on convincing these mentally deluded fucks that they're actually right about something when they're not.
Now they can find a way to get to their final destination, but regardless of what, they're inside the United States, and that is what is most important.
Going there.
Officials say 2 chartered planes landed on the island with about 50 people, including children, at around 3 p.m.
It's manipulating people who are in very dire circumstances, purely for political gain.
Massachusetts State Representative Dylan Fernandez tweeting this photo.
Okay, so you're talking about they're being manipulated and they're poor people and they're so downtrodden. From this picture right here, they appear to be very happy. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's cool. They're throwing up all kinds of signs. And this dude right here got a big cheesy grin on his face.
Yeah, because they're compensating them adequately,
Y'all happy to be in America. I don't see what the problem is. You just don't want them on your doorstep. Don't play like this is something else other than that.
Saying 50 beds have been supplied by local social services, along with meals, medical care, and a play area for children.
It's a local project, yeah.
Air mattresses. They came. They were hungry and thirsty, understandably.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' office telling us that the Florida legislature funded $12 million to transport undocumented immigrants out of their state to states they deemed sanctuary. Explaining in a statement to NBC 10 Boston, saying states like Massachusetts, New York, and California will better facilitate the care of individuals who they have invited into our country by incentivizing illegal immigration through their designation as sanctuary states and support the Biden administration's open border policies.
We're going to respond and we're going to support these families and provide some humanity.
Governor Charlie Baker's office responding to the move, saying the Baker-Polito administration is in touch with local officials regarding the arrival of migrants in Martha's Vineyard. At this time, short-term shelter services are being provided by local officials, and the administration will continue to support those efforts.
Well, there you have it. That's one video. Now, here's another video where people are reacting. So,
well, wow, he just played that entire video or almost the entirety of the video while just adding nothing, adding nothing of value, and that's this guy's shtick. Whereas we'll pause and debunk all the claims. He'll just say everything these mentally deluded fucks want to hear at the beginning and just play other people's content. It's so cheap.
Regarding the arrival of so these people, this guy right here, he's going to get triggered. He probably goes to Martha's Vineyard and some of these parties and whatnot. So he's going to defend his countrymen out there in Martha's Vineyard, so to speak. Let's go ahead and watch this right quick.
Team coverage tonight continues with our political analyst, John Keller. And John, I preface our conversation by saying we're talking about real people who stepped off a plane, had no idea where they are. But in so many ways, this feels like it's becoming a political story about politicians.
Why do you keep saying that? They know exactly where they are. They're in America. That's what makes that's the most important thing here. They're in America. They know where they are. They're not in some kind of foreign place. They're not in
okay. I could be in fucking, what's a safe place in America? I could be in either Beverly Hills or in fucking, the 8 Mile on Detroit. Like, not every place in America is good. They were told they were going to Boston, but obviously this fuck doesn't care.
And they're not on Mars. They're not on the sun. They're in the United States. It doesn't really matter where they are in the US of A. But the whole point is they're here. That is the thing. And once they're here.
No, oh my fucking God. Martha's Vineyard, because they're just volunteering to accommodate these people, they don't have as much infrastructure and as much accommodations as Boston, a sanctuary city, would.
If they go to a sanctuary place,
I feel like a broken record.
They won't get deported usually. And that's the most important thing to them.
I've seen a lot of cheap political stunts in my many years covering politics. This is right up there, David. I got to say.
Oh, you're mad. You're mad. Just tell them why you're mad, sir.
You're mad at fucking Latino people for existing. You son of a bitch. You fucking cock motherfucker sadistic fucking bitch. Fuck you.
First of all, the notion of dropping families, women, children in a strange place on the tarmac, turning around and leaving them there. That's bad enough. But when you
they came to the southern border. They're going through forests, walking by themselves at night. They're getting traffic.
No, they're not. They're granted migrant status.
Tell you, so what's more dangerous? What's more dangerous, sir? The threat to get here from Venezuela on foot to the southern border of the US of A, or getting dropped off right there in beautiful, sunny, cool, brisk Martha's Vineyard. They're gonna be totally fine right there, sir. Let's not.
No, they're not. Martha's Vineyard isn't a sanctuary city.
Fake emotional feelings for these people.
Consider that Ron DeSantis was just up on Nantucket recently, grubbing for dollars with Rick Scott, the head of the National Republican Fundraising Committee, and a couple of their other Senate candidates. He's running for president. He's doing this to try to excite the right-wing base, and it will. For them, for the Fox News MAGA crowd, this is a big deal.
Okay, just want to take a few pot shots at us, the so-called Fox News MAGA crowd. Well, look, you guys are the ones that support this kind of stuff. So why is it a problem when you get these people that you say should come into the country?
They were lied to. They were lied to. They were lied to. Like, is there an off button on me? They were lied to. They were lied to. Martha's Vineyard isn't a fucking sanctuary city. Boston has the infrastructure. They were lied to. They were lied to. Malfunction. Like, oh my God.
I say that nobody's illegal. You guys say have the open borders. You guys say let's have all immigrants come. Everybody's welcome. Nobody's illegal. If you guys say that, then you guys should be able to support those who cross.
They weren't put in a sanctuary city. Oh my fucking God.
Because you guys want it. Now you got it.
But you may recall last year, Senator Ted Cruz.
They
of
were
Texas
lied
proposed a bill that would
to.
designate
They were
Nantucket,
supposed to be
Virginia,
sent to
and other,
Boston, you fucking
more
prick.
liberal areas of the country as designated ports of entry for
What up,
immigrants. This is
bitch?
the kind of policy making. The
My
only
legs are
comparison I can
killing
think
me.
of is if Charlie Baker, our governor, were to decide that in order to teach Texas, Florida, and other states a lesson
Dude,
about the laissez-faire
I
attitude
hope
toward
Cruz gets Robloxed in a video game.
Yeah.
that he was going to ship unvaccinated people from Massachusetts down there and drop them off. And
Actually, that's happening right now. They're not getting shipped down. They're moving away from your ridiculous liberal policies. You know, I know plenty of people from New York
What?
that left New York and went to more conservative places because of the virus, unvaxxed or whatever the case. Okay, you're unvaxxed, you can't work. You're unvaxxed, you go to a restaurant. All right, let me go over here where I can be free. So that's not a punishment for those
Good, get sick. Those places don't fucking need you. Fuck off.
people. That's actually a reward. So you're kind of defeating your own argument here, sir.
Downtown.
What?
Miami. I mean, it's
How?
People, that's actually a reward. So let me go over here where I can be free. So that's not a punishment for those people. That's actually a reward. So you're kind of defeating your own argument here, sir.
A reward for us because we're not the ones that are going to be dying because of COVID. So that's good.
That never happened. Gives you an idea of how grotesque this is.
So Governor Abbott in Texas, we know he has sent migrants to New York and Washington, D.C. before. They would say that they're the border states and they shouldn't have to sort of take the brunt of our immigration policies, to which you would say what?
Well,
Okay, Free. My legs are killing me. Okay.
Oh, you want to end now?
Yeah, my legs are killing me.
All right. Yeah,
that
yeah,
okay
that's
with
fine.
you?
We're in about an hour. So,
okay.
obviously, this fucking shud, nothing of substance, nothing of actual value.
They all fucking liars, man. They all piece of shit.
Yeah. Remember that oil billionaire group chat fucking shit,
Yeah. All right.
All
Take
right.
care, buddy. All right. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Good to see you again.
Bye-bye.